So we are done with a lot of things. We are done with all these things that we have discussed in the past. Now, today we would be starting off with something, that is how Selenium works on page source, right? Say first thing, what is page source and how we can see that, right? So what we would be doing is we would be going to this website, for example, say rediff.com, right? Now over here, if we go to this particular page, you would notice something, that we are getting some say content, right? But what if I right click here and click on view page source? Now whenever there is a page, whenever there is a web page, we have a HTML code for that. Now this is the actual page which has been rendered by the browser, and this is what we are able to see. This is the final output, right? Now over here, as you guys can see, that in this section there are a lot of things, right? Now question is, what has Selenium to do with this, right? What Selenium does with this particular say code, right? So Selenium does not work here actually. Selenium works here, right? Now you may be having a question in your mind, how, right? What it does. So what Selenium does is, it goes to the top, it gets this file and it starts reading this particular file. Okay. Now there are a lot of things in this file, right? As you guys can see that there is a lot of content. Now what if we move to the another page, for example the sign in page. Now on this page we see that there are a lot other things now, right? Now over here we have this section, say right click here, view page source. Now the source that we see is different from the source that we saw earlier, right? But again there is a lot of text. Now how Selenium works is, it simply reads out everything, and then whatever action we want it to do, it performs those things here, right? Now how we can understand stuff? Now for example, I would like to have access to this. Say I would want to deal with something, right? So I need to deal with this particular text box, right? So how would I be able to do that? Now over here, either we can see the view source and we can see the source here, but this is not interactive. This is the actual source code, but again we won't be able to understand what thing is where, right? Now what we can do is, we can take help of something, that is say developer tools. Now developer tools is available on all of the major browsers, right? And all the browsers which we will be going to use, right? Say it is Chrome, or say it is Firefox, right? All the browsers have this thing. What is this? Developer tools. Now opening developer tools is say kind of similar in every browser. The shortcuts may differ, but the GUI method, one thing is same across every browser, right? How? Simply right click on the page. Now you have an option of inspect. The moment you inspect the page, it takes you to the elements, right? This is the tab that we have to deal with. In Chrome, you guys can see that this is the section. Now let me just show you this in another browser, say Internet Explorer. In case there are very rare scenarios that the application works only and only on Internet Explorer, very rare scenario, but yes, there is a scenario. Okay, so you guys can see that over here as well. Simply right click on the page. Right now they have disabled it. Let us just go to some, okay, it has not been disabled. My system is getting slow, and I accidentally closed the last tab. Internet Explorer. This is a very slow browser. Okay, and it is taking a bit time. Let me just close the older tab. It will take a lot of time otherwise. See, whenever you open Internet Explorer, it will be giving you this particular prompt. Protected mode is turned off. Please turn it on. What you have to do is simply choose this option. Don't show this message again. Right? Now over here, we'll go to the same page, that is rediff.com. Right? And our intention is to go to the login page. Right? So let us just click on sign in. Now this is the same page that we are getting here as well, right? Right click here. Now you guys can see that there are two options: inspect element, sorry, view source and inspect element. View source, the same thing, it shows the same code, right? And here inspect element also opens this. Now in Internet Explorer, they show source code something like this, right? Now I'll inspect the element, right click, then inspect element. Now the same thing is opened, but not in debugger. Now it has opened in DOM Explorer, right? Now you guys may notice something, that it is opening in a different way here. It is opening in a different way here. It may be different everywhere, right? No need to worry. For example, here in Internet Explorer, you guys can simply click here and you can unpin it and it will open in a separate window, right? So over here it is getting stuck right now. I don't know why. Here in Chrome, click on these three triple dots and you have these options. By default it opens something like this, right? By default it opens something like this. All you have to do is click here and choose one of the options that you would want to. I like it docked separate, right? I don't want it in a same page. I want it to be opened in a separate window so that we can understand the content more clearly. Okay, now over here what we wanted was, we wanted to say interact with this particular element. We wanted to see what code it has, right? So how would we be able to see? Now in Google Chrome there is a shortcut, Control Shift C. It simply gets into the say inspection mode. Now the element which has been highlighted, right, you can simply click on that element and it will show that where that element resides in the code, right? Now this is the element, right? But how would you get to know that this is the only element that we wanted to see, right? Now here this is the element. As you guys can see that I'm highlighting this input tag, right? And here the element is getting highlighted, right? This means that this is the element that we wanted to have access to, right? Now this element is here. Now what all things we can do with it, right? What all things we have to analyze, right? So over here, if you notice something, it is a input tag of type text. See, what is type, what is ID, what is max length, what is name, what is value, what is tab index. All these things are its attributes, right? So input is a tag, all these other things are its attributes which make this element unique, right? So whatever data is there, right? So this is that element, right? Now over here, what attribute we are going to use? See, whenever we deal with Selenium, right, so we get these elements. Now this is a element, right? Now we get access to this element. How? So we try to use something unique. Now whenever there is an element which has an attribute ID, ID is considered as the unique attribute, right? So ID means the unique identity of this particular element, right? Say login1, right? This means that if I try to find something with login1 on this page, I won't be able to. So let us just quickly check. Control F. Now Control F works only and only on this particular browser, that is Google Chrome. Other browsers are not supported yet, except the latest version of say Microsoft Edge, right? Now you guys can see that there are many things showing up, right? But the actual element is only and only input tag. Other things are in JavaScript. This is a JavaScript, right? We don't have to worry about it, right? Next thing is, again, it is JavaScript. The only thing that we have to deal with is this input tag, right? Now over here, this means that we can have access to any element with its ID, right? Wherever the ID is available, we can have access to that element, right? Let us just try something else. Say the password field. Right click here, go to inspect, and you guys can see that there is a ID password, right? Would I be able to have access to this? We'll see that, right? Next thing, this is about two elements, that is login one and password. The two elements which allows us to say get some say put some data inside a input field. What if I would want to click on the sign in button? Right click here, go to inspect, and you guys can see that something over here, we don't have ID, right? There is no ID. But would I be able to access it? Yes, I would be able to access it, but let us just keep this aside for a while. Let us just try accessing these two things, that is these two, say, input tags, right? So how would we be able to work with it? Let us just see that. Now let us just create a new project here. Right click, new Java project, and in case if you are not able to see this option, you may be debugging the code. So click here on the Java perspective, then try again here. New Java project. What is the project name? This is day 4. So day 4. Click on next. Do not click on finish. Why am I clicking on next? The reason is that we want to add Selenium jars, right? Now go to libraries tab, click on add external jars, and add all the jars of Selenium that you have. We have added partial jars. Again click on add external jars, move to the directory where other jars are. Notice one thing, you need to add all the jars inside the libs directory and the main root directory, right? Jars are added, click on finish. This is done. Now we don't need day 3 project. Right click over the day 4 project. Choose this option, close unrelated projects. Everything related to other projects would be closed immediately. I can choose this option, always close without prompt, because I don't want to get this prompt again. Click on OK, and you guys would notice something. Everything will be closed here, right? Everything is closed. Now let us just start working with this. Right click here, new class. Now say Selenium, or say Rediff, right? So Rediff. Now Rediff is the class where we would be working with the code, right? First thing first, what we need? We need the main method, right? So main method is here. What's next? So over here, after adding the main method, what we need to do is we need to initialize the browser. How we can initialize the browser? That is very simple. Here WebDriver equals to new, say, Chrome driver. I would try using Chrome. It is a bit fast in my system. Maybe you guys are seeing Firefox as fast browser in new system. It happens, right? So over here, this is done. Driver has been initialized. Next thing is getting to the page. Driver dot get, right? What page? So over here, this is the page that we want to open. Copy this complete URL, paste it here, right? Now we have got to this particular page. Now what's the best thing we can do? We can provide comments. Why comments? Because whenever someone is reading the code, he should be able to understand what is going around, right? So initializing browser, right? So over here, I typed something, I would like to add a comment, a single line comment, control// on that particular line. And as you guys can see, that comment has been added. Now say opening Rediff login page, right? Done. Now what's next? So the next thing is we would be dealing with something. We would be trying to retrieve the element. I'm saying something element. Now what kind of element? A web element, right? Now how we can make use of a web element, right? So let us just do one thing. First go to selenium hq.org or selenium.dev, right? And here let us just open Java docs. So go to download section, and here we can simply go to API docs. So over here this page is opened. Now what we have to do? Now we would want to deal with web element, right? Now what we will do? We will simply scroll down here and we'll try looking up for web element. If you guys notice something, web element is here, right? But it is a interface, right? So how we can work with it? See, what we have to do is that inside the code we would be initializing web element. So initializing right, initializing web element, and here what we would be doing is we would be simply trying to work with web element. Now whenever there is an interface, we don't create an object, right? So over here say username field or say element, right? Now what we would be doing is we would be using something that would allow us to work with it, right? For that, let us just move to something, say Chrome driver, right? So we are dealing with Chrome browser right now, right? So let us just go to Chrome driver, and Chrome driver is here, right? Now I would be using one of its methods. Which method? That is find element method, right? So over here there is a method. Where is that? All methods, local storage, and yeah. So find element method, right? Now if we go to find element method, you guys can see that this is a web of type web element, right? It tries to find the element, right? So over here, say what we would be doing is we would be trying to find the element with the WebDriver, right? Because WebDriver would be providing us the element. So driver dot find element. Now find element is a method which receives something. Now what kind of data it receives? It receives the data in the form of by class. So by class is the class which provides the data, right? What kind of data? Let us just see that. So over here we have a by class, right, which has some data, and the methods are static, right? As you guys can see that the moment I hit dot, you guys can see that there are some methods. Now these are the ways with which we can retrieve the data. Right now we have a ID, right? The return type is by, so ID. Now what is the ID of that element? We need to provide that ID here. So let us just move to developer tools. The ID is login1. Now I'll just provide the ID here, right? This line is done. Now what this line is doing actually, so over here, just a second, what this line is doing is we are initializing the web element interface here, right? And the next thing we're trying to do is we're just allocating it something, right, from the driver.findElement method. Now this means that we have got access to the element. Now we can perform actions with it, right? For example, I would like to send some data. I would like to type something. So typing user name, right? Now how would we be able to do that? Username element, right? Now we have the object here, object reference here. Just hit type dot, and you guys can see that we have some methods here: click, clear, equal, find element, right? And somewhere over here we have a method that is send keys. This allows us to send the data, type the data inside that element, right? Now I would like to type something, say my username, right? So let us just try something. Now I have done something over here. What it would do is this line will open the browser, this line will take us to the login page, this line would retrieve the input field, that is username field, and this line would enter the data here, right? Control F11 is the shortcut key that I use to execute my code, and here the code is getting executed. It may take a little bit time for the browser to open. Let us just wait for this to be completed, right? And just give me a moment, guys. Okay, so as you guys can see that on your screen, Abhishek is being typed here, right? I did not do anything manually. It got typed automatically, right? Now let us just try with the password field as well, right? Now we forgot something. We forgot to close the browser, right? Every time you're working with the code, make sure that you close the browser in the ending, right? So right now I'll just manually close the browser. Now over here, coming back to the developer tools and this particular page, right, we need to deal with this password field. Right click here, inspect again. This is the password. The ID is password. Copy this, go back to the code, and here now again initializing web element, right? Now how? Again the same way, web element, say password element, right, equals to driver dot find element by say ID. And what is the ID? The ID is password. Done. Provide semicolon in the ending, and you have successfully initialized the web element. What's next? Typing password, right? So typing password, right? So over here, how? It is very simple. Password element dot send keys, not is enabled, send keys, and what data you would want to send. Okay, so over here I would want to send in something. Say I would like to enter my name again, Abhishek, right? Control F11. Let us just try running this. Now over here, Why am I not closing the browser right now? The reason is that we won't get to know if there was a problem. So we don't want that kind of a situation right now. I just want you guys to see that things are executing fine. Page is loading. It has typed Abhishek. In the username, it has typed password Abhishek here as well. Right? So both of the things are done. We are done with this particular part. This means that we are actually able to say get to the element and type in the password, right? This is about Rediff mail page. Is there anything else? Let us just try something else as well. Let us just try some other page, right? So over here, what we would be doing is we would be trying to access the same thing on some other page, right? So let me just open an incognito window, and here I'll open facebook.com. right? Now here on facebook.com, how would we be able to log in? Right click here, go to inspect. The element would be highlighted automatically, right? You just need to be patient for a while. It takes a little bit time, and as you guys can see that here the ID is email, right? Let us just try building the script for Facebook, right? Is it tough? No, it is not that tough. Right click here, new class Facebook, right? And here the very basic things. First thing first, we need the main method, right? Initializing the browser. What I'll do is I'll simply copy some stuff from here. I'll just make a little bit changes there. There is nothing as such over here. Okay, my control tab is not working here, right? So instead of opening rediff.com, we would be going to https www.facebook.com, right? And here Facebook login page, done. First thing is done. Now trying to look up for the element, right? Web element username element equals driver.find element by ID. Now the ID is different. What is the ID? The ID is email, right? So over here specify the ID. This is done. Next thing, what's next? We need the password field. Right click here, go to inspect. Now the password field has the ID pass, right? So over here we'll try to have access to this, so pass, right? Now let us just give it a dry run. I'm not sure whether it would be working fine. Control F11, let us just see the output. The best thing to be sure of is to try out that code. It may fail, but you'll get to understand what was the failure, right? Now over here, as you guys can see that the page is opening and it is taking a bit time to load. Once the page load is complete, it would be trying to look up for those elements, and then if the elements are available, it will be typing in the username and the password. Otherwise the code will throw an exception, right? Now Facebook page is very slow. As you guys can see that it takes a lots and lots of time to load sometimes, right? Now in this case, if you notice something, the page has loaded completely. Only in this case, hit this X key once, right? Now you guys can see that it has tried to say access the username and the password field, and it has typed those things inside. This means that we are actually able to pass on the username and the password, right? So this works fine. Now what's next? The next thing is, say, clicking on this login button. In the last page we did not had the ID. We have the ID here, right? Will this ID work? Maybe. Let us just try it. So over here, now again the same way, initializing, say web element, right? So web element, say login element equals to this, that is, say driver dot find element, right, by ID, and here I'll specify the ID, that is this. Done. Clicking it. Now on login button, right? So over here, how would we be able to do that? It is simple. Here the element is login element dot click. It will simply click on that element. Control F11, the browser would open, and here it will take a little bit time. So let us just wait for this to be completed. And here you guys can see that it will be taking us to the Facebook login page where we can fill in our username and the password, right? So again the page is loading and it will take a little bit time. Let us just wait for 1 minute, and if it still takes time, then we'll click on the say close button, sorry, stop button, because the page has already loaded. They are just trying up to add some other say unnecessary things that we don't need. Okay, so again they're taking it. I'll just click on this. Now you guys can see that Abhishek has been filled, password has been filled, and we got a error. What is the error we got? If you guys notice something, no such element exception. This exception comes up whenever the element that we are trying to access is not available. Now where this exception has occurred? Facebook.java line number 27. It is not able to find this element with the ID u_0_4, right? So right click here, inspect it. You guys may notice something. There may be a little bit change, right? So over here, just a second, I'll just open it in a separate window, and here we'll analyze this particular part. You guys notice something? Instead of u_0_4, it has changed. Now would we be able to click on it? Yes, but not right now, right? So let us just drop this off for a while. Now coming back to rediff.com, right? So in rediff.com we did not have any ID, right? But we have something here that we may be able to access to, say the name, right? ID was not there, but yes, name is here, which we can use. So we can simply try out the attribute that we can use, right? For example, here this time we're just trying to use this attribute, that is name, right, which has the value proceed. Okay, so let us just copy this and let us just move back to Rediff page. Here we'll try to click on it. So first thing first, initializing web element, right? So how? Web element, say sign in, say element, right, equals to driver dot find element. Now how? By, now you have the option of using name, right? So by name. What is the name? The name is proceed. Okay, so we have again got the access to the element. We can start working with it, right? How? Simply by clicking on it, right? So clicking, and here say sign in element dot click. Done. Control F11. Now it will try to log us in, and we already know that there would be error because of the username and the password. But the main thing is that it will be able to click on that login button, right? So over here, let us just wait for this to be completed. And here, once done, we would be able to see whether the things are going around or not. Okay, and here the code is still executing, right? So it may be taking some time. Abhishek has been typed, password has been typed, and it has clicked on sign in. That is a different thing, that we are getting a wrong username and the password combination. But yes, it did try to send in the username and the password to the server. It did try to click on sign in button, right? Our main thing is achieved. We are able to click on it, right? This means that we can have access to an element which has its name as well, right? So over here, this part is done. Now coming back to syllabus, let us just see what all things we are done with. How Selenium works on page source, analyzing page source, analyzing page in Chrome. We have not done with Mozilla. I'll go to Mozilla now and say tag and attribute matrix. This is very important thing. You need to understand the tag and the attribute matrix, right? And we are done with ID and name attributes. We'll be using more making more use of these things, right? And here now let us just move forward and try using Firefox browser, right? So Firefox browser. So see, I'm trying to make use of the majorly used browsers. In case if you guys want to use some other browsers, you are free to use, right? Now over here, how we can open developer tools here? Simply first of all go to a page, say rediff.com, right? And here the sign in button, right? The normal thing. Now over here we have to get access to this username field. Right click here, go to inspect, and this will open something like this here. I don't want it to look something like this. Click here on triple dots and choose this option, separate window, right? This is opened. Now in Firefox it looks something like this, right? But if you guys notice something, the elements are the same. Input ID equals to login 1. Let us just try some other browser. Now I'll click on this particular button. This is an inspector button, right? Element inspector button. Now in case it is highlighted, this means that you can inspect any element on the page. What's next? Minimize developer tools, go to the page and try analyzing it. Now in Firefox you get to see these bars as well, which tells us that the element is located at this particular point. Click here, right? Now the element is highlighted here, right? ID equals to password. The element has been retrieved here as well. Now click on this again, going back to the page, and here, where did we open that? Oh sorry, here, right, on the sign in button. So over here I'll click on this. Now you guys would notice something in the developer tools. The sign in button has been highlighted, which has the name something, that is proceed, right? There is no ID, but yes, there is proceed, right? This means that we can deal with this particular element as well, right? Now can we have the same code executed in another browser? Yes. So instead of using Google Chrome, I'll simply change the browser from this. I won't be using Google Chrome. Instead I'll use Firefox browser, right? So we'll just make use of Firefox driver. Now see, whenever we are having some code, we have some unnecessary imports, right? To remove those imports, simply control shift say use the shortcut control shift O, and it will import the things that are needed, it will remove the things that are not needed in the code. Control F11 is the shortcut key that I am using to execute the code, and here the code is executing. It will be taking a little bit time, and once done we would be okay. So over here it has failed. There is a problem at line number 9. The browser did not initialize. Why? WebDriver exception, there is a permission denied. Okay, again Firefox is trying to update it. I don't know why Firefox people do this thing again and again. The browser is updating. You may be seeing this say prompt again. No need to worry. Right now just make sure that everything is closed for Firefox again after updating. Try running the browser again. Sorry, try running the code once again. This time the browser would open and you would be able to deal with the stuff, right? As you guys can see that the code is executing. It usually takes more time in my system, but yes, the browser would open, and here we would be able to see the output, right? What output? The same thing that we were doing in Google Chrome, right? So it is taking us to the page, Rediffmail login page. It will be typing in the username and the password, and it is trying to click on sign in. Done, right? This is done. The code is executed here as well. We are not able to see the highlighted terminate button. Now I won't use Google Chrome or Firefox. I'll try using Internet Explorer. Would I be able to? Yes. Simply change this thing, Control Shift O and Control F11. Now over here the browser would open and we would be able to see the things here as well, right? Username is being typed, password is being typed, right? And over here it is not able to. Let us just see why. It is still working with the page, and as my system is slow, so it will be taking a lot of time. It has typed ABH only right now, right? See, this is the only reason I don't want to use Internet Explorer browser. You guys can see that how much slow it is, right? And here it will be taking a lot of time, right? I'll just close up this particular browser. We don't need that instance. We don't need this developer tools instance as well. We don't need this Mozilla Firefox instance as well, right? It is still typing in. It will be typing in the say password now, and the code is very slow in this Internet Explorer browser, right? So I would suggest you guys to use any of the browsers. Only and only use Internet Explorer whenever it is specified by the client. Okay. So over here it is still typing, and the next thing it will be doing is clicking on sign in. Okay, and you guys can see that it has done that, right? So over here we are able to do all the things in the 3 different browsers. We did not face even a single issue, right, regarding the say element retrieval and working with those elements, right? Now coming back to this page, we are done with these things. Now let us just move to the page that is Facebook login page. We left that behind for a while, right? Coming back to this, and here we wanted to click on this login button, right? Say, how would we be able to do that then, right? We don't have anything here which tells us that there is a ID or there is say something else, right? That is say name, right? Now how would you be able to deal with this? So right now we won't be able to deal with this particular button. All we have to do is that try out this ID. Now this ID is not unique. It is being generated at the time of execution, right? So we cannot use it, right? But not for just time being, not all the time, right? So over here, let us just leave this for a while for the next lecture. Now what all other things we can do, right? So here, if we analyze this page, for example, the username field, right? And I'll just inspect it. If you guys notice something, there is another attribute as well, that is class, right? Now class is input text login form input box, right? So over here, this is also one of the attributes that you may try to say use for using to locate the element, right? So over here, how would you be able to do that? For example, this is the class name that I would want to use. Control F, and you guys can see that say these are the two things it is retrieving, right? Now class, this means that class is not reliable, right? We can try name, we can try ID, but class is not reliable. But in very rare scenarios, you can use class as well. Let me just try accessing this particular field, that is this username field, with this particular class name, right? And how would we be able to do that? In the Facebook code, I'll comment out this particular line. We'll have this line web element, right? Username element equals to driver dot find element by class name, and here this is the class name, right? This is done. Control F11. Let us just try accessing this element. See, there are only two things. Either it is able to access it, either it is not able to. So let us just see what has happened. See, we are not sure whether it will be able to work with it. And again, the Facebook page is again taking a lot of time. I'll just click on this X button, and it has accessed the username field and the password field, right? Now over here, as you guys can see that there are two elements with the same class name, right? You guys can see that here. So how would we be able to understand which element is being retrieved, right? I tried retrieving the element for the first time. It retrieved this element. Now again we will be trying to retrieve the element, right, for the password field, right? So web element password element equals to the same line, right? Why? Because we are using the same information, class name login input login form input box, right? Now over here what will happen? Either it will be able to access the username field or the password field. What is going to happen here, right? Maybe it will mess up things, maybe it will work the way we wanted it to. Let us just see that, right? So over here, as you guys can see that it tried to access the password field, but instead it just got access to email field, sorry, username field. How, right? So over here, what is wrong here, right? Coming back to this, why say access the same element again? See what happens in Selenium. it is very common in Selenium. This is not a bug, this is not a problem actually. Suppose we have this page, right? It has some content as usual, right? Say over here, I'll just draw in something. Say there is something, 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 and there is something, right? Now the element that we are trying to have access to is this. It has some ID or class name, right? Say ID is say A, B, C, right? So here A, B, C. Now we are trying to access the element here, but this element also have the ID A, B, C. What will happen then? Now when Selenium code starts working on the page, right? What it does is it starts reading from this particular part. It goes to the ending of this line, it starts reading second line, and it goes here like this, and it goes till the ending, right? This means that if we are trying to access something, and suppose I want to have access to this element, but what happened is that this same ID or locator was here as well. Selenium will have access to this element only. It will not know whether there was some other element. Maybe ABC was there 2 more times, here as well, and here as well. The Selenium code will never know that there were more ABC elements. What happens is that whenever we are trying to access an element, the pattern matches, it retrieves the element, and it stops executing at that particular point immediately. So it doesn't know that there are other elements as well, right? So over here, this was the only reason it typed in Abhishek 2 times instead of typing Abhishek here and typing Abhishek here, right? So this is done. Now over here, how would we be able to overcome this issue? We would be able to overcome this issue very soon, right? So let us just go back to syllabus. What all things we are done with, let us just see that. We now know how Selenium works on page source, all the basics, all the things that it does, how we can analyze the page source, how we can analyze page in Mozilla or Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, what is the tag, what is its attribute, what is its ID, what is its name attribute, right? So what is its class attribute? So these are the things we are done with. We already know what is a web element interface, right? And we had a basic Selenium script, and what if two elements have the same ID, right? So these are the things that we have discussed. Let us just mark these things as done, and in the next lecture what we would be doing is we would be starting off with something that is XPath, what XPaths are, and say how would we be able to deal with the XPaths. Now the problem that we faced today, that is the Facebook login button problem. We would be able to resolve this problem in the next lecture by using XPaths. Okay, so this was for today's lecture. If you have any queries, you can feel free to ask. Any queries, guys?